Hello, this is Stephen in wonderful Wiltshire in England, and this is it's actually episode 13, but it's actually getting ready to go live. I tried to change a 12 to a 13 and it wouldn't let me. So you're not watching a rerun. This is live. The time is 6:31. I'm based in the UK. I'm in Wiltshire in England, and wherever you're watching from, welcome to this live broadcast on TikTok Live using TikTok Live Studio. Now, early this afternoon, I was actually live on Amazon Live. I go live there every Tuesday. Hello, George. I go live every Tuesday on Amazon Live selling. And one of the items I was selling early today was the headphones. And these are Aftershocks. And this is the Aeropex model. And I simply forget I'm wearing them. And I put them on 3 hours ago and I'm still wearing them. They just simply work so well, and I forget I'm wearing them. And I just want to move something over here. Okay, it's still there. I was checking that the flare's still here. Okay, now this show is Air Run Thrive with Stephen, episode 13, and we're going to talk about AI, we're going to talk about running, we're going to talk about thriving on social media, and that's something I'm going to be touching on in a new show which starts next week, which is all about succeeding on social media. Say hello to National Security, and thank you for joining. Thank you everybody who's joining, and all is good. Now, last week on this broadcast we talked about London Marathon and the aftermath of the London Marathon, and the fact that somebody actually won the London Marathon 26 miles in 2 hours and 2 minutes, 2 hours 15 minutes. Just incredible athletes to run 13 miles in 1 hour. Incredible. Anyway, the upshot of that was, and say hello to Ice, the upshot of that was that the Friday, 2 weeks, you get 2 weeks to apply for next year's marathon. So you could apply to join London Marathon 2026 up until last Friday night. And I did 2 shows last week promoting the fact that if you're interested in running a marathon, and the London Marathon, you needed to apply by Friday. And hopefully somebody did. But that said, the situation is that the entries for 2026 are closed. You can't enter now. There's only one chance, and that's gone. And you're now either in the mix or you're not in the mix. But incredibly, a new world record was set. The first world record for the London Marathon was the fact that over 56,000 people ran it in 2025. The next record that was set was that 1.1 million people have applied to run in 2026. Now, my partner Angelica completed the course in 24, took a year off, and she said, right, I'm going to apply for London Marathon 2026 in the draw, and we'll just see how it goes. And I thought, well, if Angelica can actually apply for the London Marathon, so can I. Okay, so I have applied to run in the London Marathon in 2026. Now, I'm not thinking of doing it in 2 hours 2 minutes at all. I'm not thinking of that. I'm just thinking of actually taking part in what is a very, very special event. But there are only 56,000 places. Hello to Max, hello to Joe, hello to Andy. There are only 56,000 places. Now, some of those places are actually sold to charities. Charities step in and they buy places so that they can offer them to people to fundraise. It's one of the biggest fundraising events in the UK is the London Marathon 2026. 56,000 places, 1.1 million people have entered. The odds of getting a place in the London Marathon 2026 are 200 to 1. In fact, they're higher than 200 to 1. Hello to Mel, hello to Orchid, and user 9747, and to Madge, and to Slider, and Daniel, welcome. We're talking about the London Marathon. We're talking about the fact there are 56,000 places and 1.1 million people have actually applied to be in the London Marathon. So your odds are 200 to 1. The odds of getting a place 200 to 1. Now, I'm in, Angelica's in. We know the people who applied as well. And, you know, you've got to wait and see. The results of the ballot are announced in July. So anybody who's applied to run in 2026 will find out in July whether they've got a place. Now, if you haven't got a place, that's not the end of the story, because as I said a moment ago, what happens is the charities buy places. And so charities like Mind, MND, Alzheimer's have all got charity places. Now, you can apply for a charity place after July, or you can even apply now, but you're undertaking to raise money for the charity. Now, it's a win-win situation. You ask your friends and family and anybody else you know to actually contribute, and between now and the marathon, you actually raise, right, how much do you have to raise? The smaller charities who've actually bought 1 or 2 places in the London Marathon, £1,500. So you're going to raise £1,500 for a smaller charity. Or if it's one of the larger charities, because their places are popular, £3,000. So you have to raise between £1,500 and £3,000. Mary Kate has joined us, and Mary Kate is asking how I'm doing. I'm doing well, thank you, and thank you for joining. Peridot, hello, and Noah and Daniel and Madge, hello, welcome everybody. You're watching Stephen live from wonderful Wiltshire in England. We talk about London Marathon. We're talking about the fact that if you don't get in the ballot, you have to take a charity place, and those charity places are between 1,500 and 3,000. You say that I will raise 1,500 to 3,000. Now, it used to be you sort of cross your fingers and said, right, I'm going to do it. Okay, that's now changed. You have to do it. You're committing to raise 1,500 to 3,000 pounds for charity, and obviously, because the London Marathon places, there aren't enough of them, then your family and friends and everybody that they know will support you. So you can do it. But the thing is, you have to do it before race date. So you have to raise the funds before April 26. Yeah. So in other words, you've paid for your place before you actually get to the starting line. That's the way to think about it. So you have from the time that you get a charity place to end of March, middle, yeah, to actually raise the funds. But it is just an experience, one of life's great experiences. Hello to Nathan, hello to Ben. Confused.com, hello, welcome back. And they're going to say hi to Confused.com. I do appreciate everybody who actually comes back and watches, and I just love TikTok. So in that vein, if I go up here, I've got some news for you, because you're going to be thinking to yourself, you're going to run a marathon? Well, I've got news for you. Last Saturday, I actually ran a 10K. Cancer Research run the Race for Life. The Race for Life takes place in different places around the UK. And last Saturday, the Race for Life team were in Swindon. Now, Swindon is about 25 minutes from where we live. So that's Saturday morning. We got up early, Angelica and we drove to Swindon, and we took part in the Race for Life Swindon. And I'm showing a photograph to everybody because it took place at Lydiard Park in Swindon, and anybody who knows Swindon will know Lydiard Park. And it's a 10K, well, it's a 5K course, and you actually do it twice. So you get there about half an hour before. I'm just going to give you, because you might want to enter next year, or you might have a Race for Life near you. I know that Salisbury and Southampton have still got to go ahead. So there are going to be Race for Life between now and the end of the summer. And if you want to take part in a Race for Life, it's simple and straightforward. You pay an entry fee, and then you undertake to raise £50. Yeah. Pay an entry fee, which is about £15, and don't quote me, and then you undertake to raise £50. You try your best to raise £50 for Cancer Research. That's how it works. They, in turn, organize everything on the day. So from the moment you arrive to the moment you leave, you're looked after. Okay, you've got training advice which is on the website. You've got support where you can ask questions, and on the day you actually sign in and you get your, as you can see in the photograph, you get your running bib and you attach that, and I don't know whether you can see or not, but our 3 bibs, that's myself in orange, my partner Angelica in the blue, and Katie in pink, and we did attend Swindon. Now basically they then ask you whether you're going to run the 10k, you're going to jog the 10k, or walk the 10k. So you've got choices. You don't have to run it, you don't have to jog it, you can walk it. So you go at your own speed. Now there are 10k and a 5k. The 10k starts at 10 o'clock and you're herded. After a warm-up, you're actually sent into the funnels and you join whichever of the 3 funnels you want. And then at 10 o'clock, we start. And we're all off, and everybody runs at the beginning, and I ran at the beginning. And then you go around a 3.1 mile, 5 kilometre circuit around Lydiard Park, in and out of Lydiard Park, out into the fields, out into the countryside. It was a glorious day. I mean, it's been cold today. I don't know about you, but today has been cold. I would say hi to Russell and hi to AJ. It's been cold today. It really has been cold. Just give me a second. Alexa, set timer 10 minutes.
10 minutes, starting now.
Right, so I've got a timer which is going to go off in 10 minutes. And that's because I've got a flare in the studio which I'm going to send out and invite people in. So you're running, fortunately it was uphill and flat, okay? And you do the first circuit, and then at 11 o'clock the 5k race starts. So I then joined the 5k race for the second lap, and I did the second lap, and I knew that Katie and Angelica were ahead of me. I don't have a problem with that, and dearly welcome. So we're talking about the Race for Life, which is at Lydiard Park in Swindon, and it took place last Saturday. And I was invited by Angelica to take part. My first ever, now it's my first ever 10k. I've never done 10k before. I mean, I did get, let's just go here for a minute. If I just take that off for a second. Okay, I am now showing the right way up my running number. So I did it, Race for Life, proudly partnered by Standard Life. My number was 326557, and I ran last Saturday. That's the bib I'm wearing in the photograph. 326557. So I was passing people doing the 5k and then coming towards the end, and my legs started to get tired because I did train for this. You can't just turn up and do 10 kilometers. You have to train for it. So I trained for it, and I've been training between 4.5 and 5 miles every week, one day. I do 18 miles a week in terms of total training, 18 miles with my Garmin watch on, and just go out and walk and run and jog. So I did finish. The good news is I finished the 10k, and somewhere in the house I've got my medal. Yeah, and basically I'm so proud of that. I mean, I did not think for a moment that I would be able to run a 10k, and there were literally, well, I'm going to say a couple of thousand people involved in total in the 10k and the 5k. And you're going around the course, and then you notice as you're going around the course these obstacles. Every so far there's an obstacle which is just off to the side of the course, and you realise that after the 10k and the 5k comes the Tough Mudder, and that's people who are running the 5k but getting muddy at the same time. And H Potter, hello, I don't think I could do a Tough Mudder. Yeah, if I was soaking wet through from going through a water splash or going through a mud bath, then I couldn't do it. But if mud's your thing, then wherever you see Race for Life, there will be a tough mudder. Not necessarily as tough, but never. It's just an experience. I can only assume it's a good experience because people keep going back to do it. So check out, if you Google Race for Life, you'll find that there is probably a Race for Life near you. They run for the remainder of the summer. There are different courses. You can enter as many Race for Lives as you like. Yeah, and basically they are just an amazing way to actually raise money and get fit. Okay, because as I say, I've been training for this. I've been training since January for this. Since Angelica invited me to do this, I trained for 3 months to do it, and I was ready to do it, but my legs were going towards the end of the 6 miles, and my 6th mile was my slowest. But I'm quite proud that I got around the six mile course. And would I do it again? Yes, of course. I have to do it, because after we'd finished the race and we'd had a celebratory burger and chips, Angelica bought me a Race for Life t-shirt. So I've now got a Race for Life t-shirt, which I may wear on the show next week. And that basically is the incentive to actually join the Race for Life in 2026. So I have physically signed up for the marathon in London on 2026. I've got to wait until July to find out. And in my head, and as a promise to Angelica, I've said that I'll be there for the Race for Life in 2026. So I'm committed for next year, at least 2 races. Basically, I'm going to do it. I've decided. That's my fitness goal, is to actually train to run a marathon. Yeah, and that's going to keep me going. And in actual fact, what happened next is simple and straightforward. Basically, the day afterwards, you think, well, am I going to have aches and pains anywhere? And I didn't. So I did the 10K, I survived, and I will do another one. And we're looking for, if you know of any 10Ks taking place in Wiltshire across the summer, then please do let me know, and we'll put it on the list of possibles, and then we'll decide perhaps the 2 more 10Ks this year. CJ, hello. We've just been talking about the Race for Life 10K 2025, and I remember you too. There you are. And thank you for joining me. So yeah, I did complete the Race for Life 10K 2025 at Lydiard Park in Swindon with my partner Angelica, who's the lady in the middle, and her daughter Katie, who is the lady who's on the far right in pink. I'm looking forward to the next one. Simple as that. I enjoy being in the great outdoors. We were able last week to actually run in shorts. I don't think if it had been today, I wouldn't have run in shorts today. It's a bit cold, isn't it, CJ? It's a bit cold today. But we have been told by AccuWeather and the BBC Weather, because we Brits are well known for actually keeping up to date on the weather. Alexa, will it rain tomorrow?
It probably won't rain in Devizes tomorrow. There's only a 25% chance.
Okay. Alexa, what will the temperature be tomorrow? Alexa, what will the temperature be tomorrow?
Good evening, Stephen. Tomorrow, you can expect a high of 16 degrees Celsius.
Right, now today was only 15 degrees. So tomorrow is going to be 16 degrees. Then we're going to go up to 18. So it's going to get warmer during the week, which means we can get the shorts back on and I can carry on training. But that's been basically London Marathon. We've got to wait until July to get the ballot results, and then you decide whether you're actually going to run for charity and raise between £1,500 and £3,000 to get you onto the starting line. And we say hello to, glasses on again to actually read what's in here. And we say hello to Robin, welcome. We've just been talking about London Marathon, about the Race for Life 10K in Swindon last weekend, which I completed. And there is the proof that I actually took part. If you've not seen that, That's the bib you get. And you fasten the bib. Hello, Luke. You fasten the bib and that identifies you. And basically on the back of there, this is so swish these days. On the back of there, you've got an RFID chip. Yeah. And as you get to a certain point, if you get across the finish line, your badge is automatically scanned. And then you get a time. Now, I'm not going to tell you the time. I'm just going to tell you I completed it. But for my first one, my first 10K, it was brilliant. And okay, so that's it. The chip that recorded my first ever 10K. I'm going to keep that. I don't know about you, but I've got a drawer I keep things in. Well, no, that's not true. I've got a chest of drawers I keep things in. And occasionally, like today, I had to go back to them because the chest of drawers there is full. So my task between now and next week is to actually empty them and tidy things up. That is my immediate concern. Now, we've come to the time in the broadcast where I'm actually going to send out my flare. Now, I'm broadcasting on TikTok Live. Hello, everybody on TikTok Live. I'm using TikTok Live Studio, a fantastic piece of software to allow you to broadcast on TikTok Live from your desktop. And I'm going to go over to Flare. I'm going to click Flare, and it takes a minute or two, and then I'll get on my screen, I'll get a pop-up, fingers crossed at this stage, and then I will send out a flare. And this is the thing, what I'm doing, I don't know whether you know or not, but there is a 30-step program on TikTok Live, which you can join. And Alexa, stop. Okay, and I'm going to use the flare. Okay, so the flare is active, which means we're going to get people coming in, and it's going to be absolutely brilliant. I want to say thank you. So, for those who are going to come in, we'll come back, no doubt come back to the Race for Life in a moment. And I've got a new message, and I'm going to take that. It says one new message. And hello to God's Leading Lady, welcome. Thank you for joining from the Flare. And you're watching Stephen live from wonderful Wiltshire in England. And today we're talking about the Lydiard Park. And Mummy, welcome, Mummy to Delisle, welcome. Race for Life 10K, which took place in Swindon at Lydiard Park last Saturday. And I ran my first ever 10K and I completed it. Beta, hello. I completed my first ever 10K. Now, if you're thinking about doing the Race for Life, which is for charity, it's for cancer research, and you basically, anybody's open to anybody. It used to be ladies only, but now it's ladies and gents. You and your partner can actually join the Race for Life at a venue near you. I know there's going to be one in Reading, there's going to be one in Salisbury, there's one in Southampton, and Stuart, hello. There's going to be one in Southampton as well. So you have plenty of opportunity to join the Race for Life. And I'm going to say this now, if I can do a 10K, then hopefully you can do a 10K too. Saskia, hello. Erica, hello. Sco7 and Stuart and Fardius, and say hello to Bida. Bida, if you're still here. Thank you for joining, everybody. Yeah, so that's it. That's the 10K. And there's one near you. Just search for Race for Life in Google and you'll find it, and then you can take part. And just finally, in the photograph, you've got me in orange, you've got my partner Angelica in blue, and you've got Angelica's daughter Katie. Now, just to note, I've done one Race for Life. Angelica has done 24. She's been running the Race for Life for the last 24 years, most of those with her daughter Katie. And we say hello to Crystal, Joshua and Liam. Thank you. So if you're thinking about Race for Life, just do it. I can but recommend it. It is an amazing experience, is the Race for Life. So if you want any help, then just say. But basically, if you just search, say hello to Nando, Vieira. If you want to join the Race for Life, just search for Race for Life in Google, and then you'll be able to apply. It's open to everybody. It's open to individuals and teams. It's open to men and women. You don't have to run in pink, although most of the people who do run are in pink. You get your bib, which you attach to your clothing, and on the back of the bib is a chip, and that chip records you as you go across the finishing line. Whenever you go across the finishing line, Labib, hello, and Claudia, Alahun, Daniel, Dana, and user 4786. Thank you all for joining. Thank you for staying a moment. We've just been talking about the Race for Life, and you should find one near you. I've just basically, if you're tempted, you can run 5k, you can run 10k. Yeah, 5k is 3 miles, and 10k is 6 miles, just over in both cases, and you can raise money for charity as well as getting some fresh air. And I'm going to suggest that we're going to have a cracking summer, and train for it. Follow the advice on the Race for Life website, and you will enjoy walking, because you don't have to run. You can walk, you can jog, you can Jeff. I Jeff. Run for 15 seconds, walk for 30 seconds. Run for 15 seconds, walk for 30 seconds, and just repeat. And we can all run for 15 seconds. Yeah? We're not going to do a 2-hour marathon. And Sanko, hello. Sam, hello. San. Obas. Snowy, welcome. And I'm going to say hi to Snowy and hi to user. And in fact, I'm going to say hi to everybody and welcome everybody and welcome back. You're watching Stephen live from Wiltshire in England. And I basically, the next thing I want to show you, because this show is AI Run Thrive with Stephen. This is episode 13. We do talk about AI. We talk about ChatGPT, Gemini, DeepSeek, DaVinci, and HeyGen. And I used HeyGen for 5 months to do video avatars. And then I decided, Abbas, hello, Tamok, I can't remember, pronounce Russell, and Khalifa, hello. I use ChatGPT, Gemini, and DeepSeek every single week when I'm researching for my live broadcasts, because I broadcast on Amazon, I broadcast for OneStream Live, and obviously, as you can see today, I'm actually broadcasting live on TikTok, and I'm just checking. Okay, and if you responded to a flare, Kaiser, thank you for joining, and Shirl Peeps, welcome. I'm talking about AI, ChatGPT, Gemini, and DeepSeek. A note, I just noticed before I came live on air from wonderful Wiltshire in England, there is an update to Gemini. If you use Google Gemini, then check it out, okay, because there is an update. Now, I've always used Grifter, hello, Yolana, and Farah, and Amy, welcome. I've always thought that AI was text, okay, and basically when I use AI, what I'm looking to do is say I'm doing a YouTube video. One, I need a snazzy title to attract attention. So I use ChatGPT and Gemini and DeepSeek to get a snazzy title. Then, having got the title, I've then got to work out what I'm going to talk about. Yeah, what my agenda is going to be. The talking points of my live broadcast. So I've got a title idea. ChatGPT, Gemini and DeepSeek have rearranged it into something which is striking and leaps out at you. Say hello to Kashif and Melanie and to Michelle. Hello and welcome. You're watching Stephen live. So you've got the title, you then want an agenda, and basically I then use ChatGPT, Gemini and DeepSeek. I ask them a question relating to the topic I'm going to talk about, and they come back with basically talking points that I can use in my live broadcast. And I do recorded videos for OneStream on various topics. Sometimes I know the topic, sometimes I don't. And that's where ChatGPT, Gemini and DeepSeek come into their own. because they can all give you suggested topics to broadcast about. I'm going to say hi to It's MGZ, or MGZ, sorry. It's a chap. You can tell that Leo and Daisy, you can tell that I broadcast on Amazon.com. Amazon.com is an American website. So when I'm broadcasting on an American website, I've got to say, I can't say router, I've got to say router. Okay? I don't have to spell anything because it's all spoken word, but I use the word router. If I'm talking about a router, I actually use the word router. Little things like that. And your follower, welcome. And thank you for joining for the post. And Laura, welcome. Leo, to everybody who's joining me live, I'd say thank you. All I can say is that I am following basically what is the TikTok live video induction, and there's 30 stages, and I'm at stage 12, and at every stage you complete you get flares. And when you get a flare, when you're next live, you can send out that flare, and that sends a reminder to the people who follow you that you're actually live. And you, like Degma and Insert User and Fortnite Fan and Shannon, I'm going to say hi to Laura as well. Say hi to Fortnite and hi to Degna and hi to Tony. Welcome everybody. Thank you for joining. And all these people who are joining, I just want to say a big thank you. So where were we? Oh, you get flares. If you go through the official TikTok live video training program, which you can follow in your app on your iPhone or Android phone, then you go through there are 30 stages. Now I've got to stage 12. So another 18 weeks and I should be a fully fledged TikTok broadcaster. I think it's a brilliant idea, but you do get incentives. And the incentive I've got at the moment is, okay, and I've got a tip. Just let me do something. I don't need that. I'm just taking some action. Okay. I love the TikTok studio, live studio is absolutely brilliant. And it tells you when you've got a problem. Now today I'm live. Normally I don't do this because I'm actually in a position. If I go here, I'm going to show this on screen. This broadcast is syndicated to Royston Radio, and I've just shown the logo on screen. Hello to Cricky and user 7410 and Sam and Maureen and Lachi, welcome. I'm going to say hi and hello to Julie and Phil. Okay, you're watching Stephen live from Wiltshire, England. Thank you for joining. This is Air Run Thrive with Stephen, episode 13. I've been doing this on TikTok for 13 weeks. And enjoying every minute of it. TikTok is basically, I mean, I've been broadcasting incredibly for 10 years, broadcasting live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, LinkedIn. If you can broadcast there, I broadcast there. And I've used all sorts of cameras and microphones, and that's why I say when I'm live, if you've got any questions, just ask in the comments, and I shall do my best to answer them. I'm going to close that. So I think we're okay now. Okay, but I don't know where that came from. Okay, occasionally when you're actually broadcasting live, you do get, the thing I love about broadcasting live, things will go wrong. And I just got a technical message on the screen there, and hopefully I've taken evasive action and we are good. Just let me, I think we're okay. Yeah, everything's okay now, settled down. So, we're with ChatGPT, Gemini and DeepSeek, and I've got the title, and now I've got the agenda. I go over to Canva, I put the agenda in Canva, and I create a show card. And that's basically the show card that I'm going to use during the live broadcast. So that's it. But this is syndicated Royston Radio, which means I've got to broadcast for an hour. But I learned last week, don't broadcast for the hour, because my don't push it. I'm gonna close this show after 57 minutes. Okay. Alexa, set timer 20 minutes.
20 minutes, starting now.
See, I use Alexa as my assistant on a live broadcast. And if I set a timer, I will now get a reminder in 20 minutes time to close the show. And we say hello, glasses on time. We say hello to Dumar, Shahida, Vidapula, oh, welcome in, Yvonne, Louise, Ian Leader, Dumar, Shahida, thank you, Baran, welcome. Thank you everybody for joining. So I've got my agenda. The agenda becomes a card on Canva, and basically that's the way I do it. But today I'm running for 57 minutes because this show is syndicated to Royston Radio, and they've got 1 hour slots to fill. So I'm going as far as I can get. Hello to Louise and hello to Nev, and thank you for joining. And Yvonne and Juju, welcome, and thank you guys. I do appreciate it. I really enjoy TikTok. TikTok is the most amazing place. It reminds me, as I said, I've been broadcasting for 10 years. It reminds me of what Facebook was like when Facebook Live started, which was 8 years ago. And it went crazy. And Sima, hello. Thea, hello. And thank you for joining. It just went crazy. Yeah, and it was just the most amazing place to be. Because it was I'm going to say it's the Wild West. You went live and people followed. It's the same vibe as on TikTok. When you go live and you're following the program and you get flares for completing certain tasks, it means that you can increase your audience. Yeah, and I just love the way TikTok is put together. I did look at using Restream to broadcast to TikTok. I am using TikTok Live Studio. I will stay with TikTok Live Studio. There is no need for any other program. The only thing is I would like to bring in guests, but guests that I know. I say hi to National Security. Welcome. Yeah, I've only ever had one troll on TikTok. And that's why I love it. I mean, you go live in other places and you get trolls. There've been I'm not tempting fate. There are no trolls on these broadcasts, which is absolutely brilliant. Okay, now it's time to turn off the Royston sign. If you're listening to this on Royston Radio on Friday at 2 o'clock, thank you for listening. And say hello to Dessel. And I'm going to bring this on screen. Because as I say, I use ChatGPT for text, for titles, for agendas, for background research, because there isn't a broadcaster alive who knows everything. You've got to know where to find out. Now, in the olden days, you'd rack your brains. You'd actually think, what do I know about X? And you get a piece of paper and you write down everything that you know about X. And that would be your agenda. But with ChatGPT, hello Nez and Ingridra, Sam and Cody, if I mispronounce your name, my apologies. And Leslie, hello, and Mystical, hello, welcome, and thanks for staying for a moment. If you had to write down your topics, then you're limiting yourself to your own ideas. Whereas if you go to ChatGPT, Gemini and DeepSeek, you're actually doing great research. Now, the thing I discovered the other day is this. ChatGPT isn't only for text. This is my new show card for this broadcast. Now, I'm showing here an image which is of somebody running, and you've got a YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, X, and Blue Sky logos in the background, and then you've got two monitors. And you're listening to and watching AI Run Thrive with Stephen, episode 13. I've been doing this for 13 weeks, enjoying every moment. I'd like to say thank you for joining me right now. So ChatGPT created this graphic, which totally amazed me. I mean, normally to get a show card, you'd have to pay money, or you'd have to rack your own brains. With ChatGPT, I just said, I'm doing a broadcast about AI Run Thrive, which is about video avatars, it's about thriving, it's about running. Can you create me a graphic for the show. And ChatGPT whirred away, and it came up with the graphic you see here. Now, I had a thought before I started broadcasting today that what I need to do is to have a word with Fons Chamberlain at Royston Radio. My good friend is the director of Royston Radio, and see if I can get a little paragraph in there. Because when I'm talking about images, it's very difficult to show an image on the radio. I can say it's a blue background, it's a man running, and it's logos from YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Blue Sky, and X. But that doesn't tell the full story. Raid, welcome. Evan, welcome. Freya, welcome. And thank you, everybody. You're watching Stephen live from Wiltshire. This is AI Run Thrive with Stephen, episode 13. And I'm just telling everybody that this avatar, this was created by ChatGPT. And I just told it I'm doing a broadcast about AI Run Thrive, about video avatars, about running and exercise and thriving on social media. And Rob, hello. Turn, hello. User 206, hello. Hearts, welcome. Leah, welcome. Elias, welcome. Sophie, welcome. Rued, Evan, thank you, everybody. This just amazed me because the quality of this graphic. This is now the official graphic for AI Run Thrive. So I'm going to work with Fons and see if I can have a paragraph on the Royston Radio website, and I can then put the images that we're talking about, like the image, that image, okay, and the image I showed you earlier, and say hi to Sam and Rob. The image I showed you earlier, I can actually show that on the Royston website. And evening, Stephen. Sam, thank you and welcome. And user 2060753, welcome. And Sam and user 206, welcome and thank you for joining me. You're watching AI Run Thrive with Stephen, and I'll say hi to Hearts and say hi to user 206. Okay, and thank you everybody who's actually popping in tonight, and thank you for the likes. Thank you everybody for the likes. Thank you for the comments. And the thing is, I'm going to take that off now because we've seen the graphic, so I'm going to hide it. Okay. The thing is that the thing that makes a live broadcast is people joining in and interacting. Hello, Leah. And everybody's joining in, and this is what I love about TikTok, is the vibrancy of it and the fact that I can send a flare out and people will come in and they'll say, what on earth are we watching? Who is this guy? Well, my name is Stephen and you're watching Stephen live from wonderful Wiltshire in England, and I talk about everything to do with AI, running and thriving. Those are my three passions. Yeah. And Shannon, hello and welcome. I enjoy AI. I'm exploring AI. I use AI every weekday. Yeah. Basically, in the old days, we've got Google search. Now, Google search is the past. AI, and if you don't get AI, I can understand that. But all I'm going to say is, and this is just a general point. Gaza, hello. Matty, hello. Dennis and Sam. Oh no, and Sam. Sam is saying, what did you see what Duolingo said about AI? No, I'd love to. If you could put it in the comments, I'll certainly read it. Meet the dog, welcome. I'm pro AI. I've got to say that. And I'm learning AI. I'm on a Udemy course at the moment about Gemini and learning all about Gemini. Udemy is a great place to find out things. Udemy is the world's largest online training course system. And for a very reasonable price, you can actually find out about anything you want. You can get training. You can get training on TikTok. In fact, Jake, hello, and Sam, I'm waiting for Sam. Yeah. you can get training about TikTok. Now, just a warning, I checked out YouTube for TikTok training courses. I'm a guy who creates training courses. I train people how to use live video to great effect. From camera confidence through to getting the right camera, getting the right microphone. That's me. Okay, and I train. And okay, and this is Sam. Thank you, Sam. I'm going to read Sam's comment out. They're becoming AI first and using it to replace contact, me, myself, and also pro AI. So Sam is pro AI and saying AI, they're becoming AI first and using it to replace contracts. The way, right, okay. If you learn about AI and get to understand AI, you can use it. And the people who are going to benefit from it are the people who do that. The people who get trained by Udemy in person, one-to-one sessions, webinars. If you get the education on the actual tool that you're going to use, yeah, and don't use it blind. The worst thing we can do now, the worst thing, in the old days, we used to have a saying. I used to be a software designer. I used to write software for manufacturers and distributors. It was a PC-based system, networked, and it did everything from raw materials in through to finished goods out and all the quality control in between. So I'm a software guy. I was a software guy before I became a broadcast guy. And basically we used to spend hours writing manuals for people. Yeah, sets of instructions on basically if you're dispatching, this is what you want to do. Step-by-step guide to dispatching goods out of the factory. And you'd write it. And you'd spend hours writing all this and nobody would read it. And that's why, Richard, hello, and user 305, Dano, hello, Harry, Red Ass, Helen, Megan, if I've named you twice, I apologise. If I've got your name wrong, if you could spell it phonetically, thank you. So if you learn about AI, you're going to be in the best position. I'm just going to get a new message coming in. I want to say thank you for the messages. And Dano, hello. And I'm just trying to keep up. And Torin, thank you for joining. Lily Rose and Teba and Megan, thank you. If you learn about AI, you're better equipped. Okay, and if you go to Udemy and you search for ChatGPT course or for a Gemini course or for a DeepSeek course, you will find courses where people have sat down and gone through the whole way in which those systems work, and they can save you hours. Yeah, because they've got the most powerful bits. Hello to Sandra, hello to Amy. They can save you time. Yeah. Taking a training course can save you time and teach you about AI. If you know about AI, you can use it to your advantage. Yeah, I mean, let's just go back to it. The graphic that I'm about to show you, I couldn't do that. I'm showing the graphic again. I could not do that. Impossible. I am graphically challenged. There's no way. I can draw a stick man, but that's it. I can't imagine or create a graphic like that, and that's the graphic that ChatGPT gave me, and I'm just blown away. And we should be using it. I'm going to check. Thank you, Sam. I'm going to check out what Duolingo said and say hi to Wifey. Welcome, and brilliant, Sandra. Everybody who's joining, thank you. But I couldn't believe when ChatGPT came up with this for free. Yeah, because I've got the paid version of Gemini, and I've got the free version of ChatGPT and DeepSeek. So to get that for free, and it to be such high quality, I hope you like it. Yeah, so AI is here to stay, and you can ignore it, but it's going to change things. Physical jobs, well, are way down the road at the moment. There are jobs, but the thing is, just to me, okay, they are still robots. They still have to learn from somebody. There still have to be people who actually give them the power. Okay. Now, once they've got the power, they can improve. But there's no way a bot at the moment, or an AI, whatever, is going to be as good as we are. Yeah. It's just at the moment. I'm going to stake everything on this. It's not going to happen at the moment. But you can use AI in your job to doing research. I mean, whereas in the old days you go to Google search and type something in and get a list of websites, now you can go to Google search and you get an AI précis summarizing everything about what the question you've asked. You get a better starting point, and then you can go off and you can do more research. We're lucky. This is the right time to be here. I'm talking about here on Earth. We have so many things that are just improved. Judith, hello. We have so many things that are actually just blossoming, for want of a better word. Yeah. If we go back 20 years ago, we wouldn't have imagined. I know people keep saying this, but if we go back 20 years ago, yeah, nobody would have imagined that you'd get a Samsung Galaxy Ultra like this, okay, that takes such superb photographs, that shoot video, yeah, where you could talk live on video. 20 years ago, it wasn't here, but now it is. And we all now carry a computer around with us, yeah, and we can ask it questions wherever we are. I can, using the apps on here, I can broadcast from anywhere in the world. Okay, I just want to show you something. Hopefully this will work. Okay, I'm going to show you something. I am a fan of, I'm going to go that way, yeah. I'm a fan of Burnley Football Club. Oh, wait a minute. I'm a fan of Burnley Football Club. Now, that is a live feed from Burnley Football Club. The club are promoted from the Championship. I'm showing the video on screen and trying to get it to work. And David, hello. I'm trying to get it so you can actually see it. That's the Burnley team on the bus, and they are doing a grand tour of Burnley, having been promoted from the Championship to the Premiership. So next year, that's better. That's about right. There are tens of thousands of people on the streets of Burnley at the moment celebrating the fact that the team has been promoted to the Premiership. Kyle, hello. Okay, that's the football section over. Okay, I was born in, but I know I'm living in Wiltshire, and I keep saying hello from wonderful Wiltshire, but I was born in Burnley, and you always remember your home team, and my home team is the most magnificent Burnley FC, and yeah, okay, and the flare stopped. Right, well, that's good timing. As I said, by doing the TikTok challenges, 30 of them, I'm number 12. Every time you complete a challenge, you get a flare. Every time you get a flare, you can send the flare out to your followers on TikTok, and they can come and watch you. Now, the flare lasts for 30 minutes. The 30 minutes is up, so if anybody comes in now, they are coming in by accident, and I just got a warning at as high usage on my computer. Just a second, and I just want to know where the problem is. Just give me a second. Oh, there is. Just a minute. I'm just trying to find out where the problem is. And TikTok Live Studio. Oh, we've gone down again. Sorry, I think my antivirus kicked in there. So the problems with the caused by the antivirus, nothing major. And Kyle, hello. and welcome. So I've just been showing Burnley Football Club to celebrate the fact that Burnley have been promoted. Right, okay, now that was Alexa. Alexa, stop. Alexa was prompting me because what I don't want to do is overrun. Now,
I'm not quite sure how to help you with that.
Alexa, stop. Let's go here and here. Just a second. This show is syndicated to Royston Radio, and Royston Radio have hour slots, and my hour is up. So I want to say a big thank you for actually watching me live on TikTok today. This has been Stephen, live from wonderful Wiltshire, England. I'll see you again next Monday and Tuesday, 6:30 both nights. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.